Mice were placed inside a perfect world. 4 males, 4 females. They had unlimited food and unlimited water. There were no diseases or predators. Absolutely no threats of any kind. 5 years later, every single one of them was dead, and not a single death was caused by anything a vet could have diagnosed. This is Universe 25, the most disturbing experiment ever run on a society. In 1968, an American scientist named John Calhoun built something he called a paradise for mice. Soft nesting material in every corner, the temperature held perfectly stable, the cages cleaned by hand on a schedule. They were the healthiest specimens from the breeding colony of the National Institutes of Health. Calhoun was an ethologist. He had spent his entire career obsessed with one specific question: what happens to a society when nothing is hard anymore? He had been chasing the answer for 2 decades by the time he reached this experiment. He had built earlier versions in a quarter-acre forest in Maryland, in barn enclosures, and in laboratory rooms, 24 of them, one after another. Each one a slightly different paradise for rats or mice with no scarcity, no predators, and no escape. In every single one of them, he had seen the same pattern. The population would explode, violence would spike, mating would distort into something twisted and hyperactive, then collapse into apathy, and the colony would die. He had documented the pattern 24 times. The 25th was meant to be the perfect one, the clean experiment, the final answer that nobody could argue with. He set it up inside a federal research lab in Maryland, a 9-foot square enclosure with apartments stacked along every wall, reached by mesh tunnels running floor to ceiling. Calhoun called them walk-up apartments. Each one was fed by hoppers that never ran empty and water bottles that never ran dry. He calculated the space could comfortably support around 3,800 mice. It would never come close to that number. On day 1, he placed his 8 founders inside and shut the lid. For the first 104 days, almost nothing happened. The mice explored, learned the geography, and worked out who slept where. Then the first litters were born, and the population began to double. Every 55 days, twice as many mice as before. By day 315, more than 600 animals were living inside. They climbed over each other on the ramps, slept in piles, and jostled for nesting space at the tops of the apartments.